You know, you probably have a friend or even a family member who has Alzheimer's disease. And don't you know that it would have been a lot easier to treat if it had been discovered early on? Well, now there is a new way to discover Alzheimer's with a simple blood test. And here's more.
1 in 8 baby boomers who reach age 55 will develop Alzheimer's disease by the year 2030. That's according to the Alzheimer's Association. Will you be one of them? You may soon be able to find out early.
We were able to find a good blood test that predicted people who were at risk for cognitive impairment.
Researcher Dr. Christine Yaffe studied nearly 1,000 older people without dementia for 9 years. She found those with very low levels of a certain type of protein in their blood showed significant cognitive declines compared with people who had higher levels of the protein. The question now is, would you get a similar blood test if it was offered at your doctor's office in the future?
Absolutely, because one needs to know what what the possibilities are in the future, so you can have options or make plans.
The study also indicates high-risk patients might be able to do something to fight off the symptoms of the brain-ravaging disease.
So let's say you got this blood test and it shows that you're at risk. It's theoretically possible that one could then be more cognitively active, try and use the brain more, and take advantage of the brain's plasticity so that you might not have as much decline over time.
There is no cure for Alzheimer's, but if an accurate blood test can lead to early detection, patients may find greater hope in their golden years.
Well, we have a local expert on Alzheimer's who can explain more about the new procedure and even answer some of your phone calls. So please go to the phone with your questions. Christina Vogler with the Alzheimer's Association chapter in our region. Thank you so much for joining us. And you've just worked so hard with that organization. How serious are the numbers in this area?
The numbers are staggering, and they're only getting worse. You know, of the top 10 diseases that kill, this is the only one that the numbers are increasing rather than decreasing. And at this point, we have really no definitive treatment, cure, or cause.
Oh my goodness, so your services are greatly needed. Now, are they happening in any one group more than others, or?
Age is the predetermined factor. Clearly, over the age of 65, 1 in 8. Over the age of 85, 1 in 2 people will be affected with some form of dementia, which Alzheimer's is the most common form. But we see people in their 30s and 40s affected by this disease as well. But clearly, age is the biggest factor.
Oh my goodness, in their 30s and 40s, and again, there's no clear reason why?
Sometimes in those younger people there may have been a brain injury or a stroke or something, but sometimes not. Sometimes it's what we call early onset Alzheimer's disease. It's a completely different disease, same symptoms and such, but it's identified differently, and it affects those people under the age of 60.
And now that the country is aging, 50-something is like the new 40-something, we are going to need this. All of us in our families. What does the association offer?
We offer resources, support, information. We hope that when someone receives a diagnosis, either personally or their family member, that the physician then says, call the Alzheimer's Association, they're there to help you. We immediately mail them a small packet of information. We could mail them a huge one, but you need to take it in pieces. You don't need to be overwhelmed with too much information initially. We do a lot of educational programs and community outreach type programs throughout the community, and we have several very specific programs. We have a safe return program, a caregiver timeout program, several very specific programs. So we're there to try to support the family as they go through this journey. We do have a call. Connie is standing by. Where are you calling from, Connie, and what's your question?
I have an uncle that has Alzheimer's and stuff, and I try to help out as much as I can.
Yes.
And his wife is just, she's real loving and caring and stuff. I have another uncle that I think that has Alzheimer's, and he's like 89, but he's living in Virginia. And I think it's kind of hereditary. How can we tell?
Is it hereditary? Does it run in families?
There is a genetic tendency in about 7% of all cases, but that means most people do not have a family history. But yes, family history is one of the factors, but just because you haven't seen it in your family does not mean you're you're free.
Now, there's no cure for it, but sometimes you hear things like eat this, do that, take that. Are there some things that can slow it down?
There are some medications that will slow the progression or allow it to plateau for a short period of time. But what we really say is a heart-healthy diet is a brain-healthy diet. If you eat right, maintain your blood pressure, your diabetes, if you exercise regularly, if perhaps you were predisposed to get this disease at 70, maybe you won't get it till you're 80.
Awesome, awesome.
You can delay the onset.
And the Alzheimer's Association, like every association, needs some financial help, and you have a great way of doing a fundraiser, huh?
We do. I need to mention in the fall we do our Walk to End Alzheimer's, but in the spring, right now coming up, on May 6th is our Dancing Stars of Columbus Memory Gala. It's a very exciting fundraiser.
And we have an announcement, don't we?
Well, you know, we ask stars within our community to dance for this event, and we think you'd be wonderful.
Well, first of all, thank you that I'm a star, but thank you, too, that you have faith that I can glide and dance. Do I get to wear one of those frou-frou dresses?
You can wear whatever you would like, but I saw your moves earlier. I don't know, Ed, you know, if she doesn't dance, she could sing, though. I heard her singing those
She can do both,
songs.
and I think, don't you still have your dress from the prom? You can
Yeah,
just
it was
you've
a
only
size
worn it
six,
that,
and I can still wear
a
it.
couple times.
but you've only worn it that one time. You could reuse
Well,
that.
I'm so looking forward to it.
Well, we're
we'll
thrilled to
work out
have
those
you.
details, and I'm going to win. Okay? All right. Well, thanks so much for staying with us on the Dee Armstrong Show, talking with the stars of that new hit NBC drama, Harry's Law, and Dancing with Mr. Cardiotone. That and more. The Bead Cage coming up, so get your mind ready for that, too, on the Dee Armstrong Show. We'll be right back.